Well, this is certainly interesting. This was something that I myself did not even consider to be a thing. And no, it's not entirely the story clear support campaign part 5. This is not the thing that I thought was super baffling. It's what is coming alongside this story clear support campaign. You know, sure, we're going to be getting a lot of quartz and everything. We might just talk about that in a second. But the thing that I really want to talk about is this. We're having Oberon come back in just a few days over here on the NA version of the game. See that it's going to be coming out around like the 15th, and it looks like it's going to be going away on the 19th, right? It also could come out in a few days, I believe, because yeah, this says it drops on the 12th. So regardless, next couple of days we're going to be seeing Oberon return over on the NA version of the game. And the reason I think it's interesting is that he does come back at the end of the year, but that's a really rough time for him to come back because obviously you still summon for him, like obvious. You still go for him even at the end of the year, but it doesn't feel as good because there are so many other units that are really strong that are also returning alongside him. You know, Rasputin comes out right after him. Since we're getting Lost Belt 7 in 2024 over on NA, that also means that Kukulkan Khan should be releasing around then. You also have Avenger Nitocris, who's very solid. You have Melusine and Muramasa that return on the kind of same campaign. I wanted to say the same banner, but it's the same campaign as Oberon. You know, they're going to be coming back during that same period, and it makes it, I don't know, maybe not feel as good to go summon for Oberon because you have all of these other banger units that are going to come out around him. And I think particularly over on NA here, we are kind of, in a way, getting the short end of the stick in that we're getting Lost Belt 7 early, which I really, really like. Again, they said it's coming out in 2024. I would expect it in November, December, but that also means you don't have as much spacing between some of these banger units. You know, one of the good things about Lost Belt 7 coming out is that if you didn't really care about, say, Rasputin, and you were going to go for either Nitocris Altar or you were going to go for Kukulkan Khan over there, the fact that Pope Joanna being the follow-up event after that, you know, with Valentine's and everything, made it a pretty easy way to just, like, it's nice and isolated. You can just go for Kukulkan Khan, go for your Avenger Nitocris, whoever have you, right? You can go for them and be absolutely fine, because a lot of the other surrounding units aren't as good. But now that we have him coming out, okay, it is confirmed that it's going to be coming out on the 12th, by the way. Now that we have this guy coming back now, I think this is one of the better, you know, limited units they brought back, because they could have brought him back around summer, right? They could have brought him back a month before anniversary, you know, because I know a lot of people, you know, I'm not going to be going for Arcweed myself, but I do know a lot of people are very excited for her to come out. And so, you know, they could have dropped Oberon right in front of that, right? Because, you know, that'd be coming out of Trom. And one thing that happens with FGO is that, you know, you read the event story and then you kind of go in and summon for the unit. So you might not be planning to summon for Kriemhild or Charlemagne or Ruler Moriarty, but then you read the event and you're like, oh man, Don Quixote was really cool. Now I got to go summon on the banner to maybe get a copy. So that's already going to snag some Sanccords from people. And then, you know, if they want to snag a couple extra, you know, in front of Arcweed, they could have saved something like this for that. But right now, NA, we're not in the craziest period right now. Like, I think Bizette is a very strong servant, but she's not a must-have. You know, even when I was summoning for Bizette, I wasn't even going in specifically for her. I wanted the Morgan CE. I'm very happy that I got her, but you know, she's not a must-have servant. She's really fun to use, but again, like I said in the review, I would probably slot her around, you know, A tier, you know, missing out on stuff like Sure Hit, not having, like, Pierce Invincible has been very annoying when I've been kind of using her in some places, but, you know, again, still very fun, still very good. You can use her pretty much anywhere. Good for boss killing, good for farming, and then, you know what, next we have the Bespeckled Jewels, or whatever it's called, where we get Arjuna Altar coming out with the Glasses event, where he's very, very strong, but you know, the way that the Buster meta kind of works is you're pretty fine with most people. You should have a good couple of different Buster AoEs that can kind of cover your different weaknesses. You know, if you find a man attribute guy, you could break out Morgan. If it's, you know, Sabers and you're fighting a servant at the end, you could crack out someone like Gilgamesh. You know, you could kind of take advantage of that power mod. You got a lot of options, right? So it's not like you need Arjuna Altar. He'd be very, very nice to have, but you don't need him. And then following that, I mean, what, you have the Trunk Sisters event, which I have not heard a single person excited for that coming back around. They're more excited for Morgan coming back on Raid Up for that. But again, Morgan, very, very good servant. Don't think you really need her in the same way that you need Arjuna Altar, right? Like, they're just, very, very strong servants. But like Oberon is one of those you must have servants. You got to get your grubby little mitts on him. And they're also throwing Barghest and Sithon right up alongside him, which I think is just very cool. It would have been just slightly more based if they did throw on Kukast over here. But as you can see, it doesn't look like he's anywhere to be seen on this banner. I thought that would have been very, very nice. Since the first initial Lost Belt 6 banner did have him on it, but then the subsequent banners did not have him on there. Being a story-locked, very, very strong Buster AoE farm, it would be nice to be able to get him to NP5 for most players, but this is exceptional. If you just missed out on one of the, I almost call them the Fae sisters over here, but one of the Fae duo over here, because we don't have Melusine. If you missed out on one or the other, this is a very good banner. I myself, if I missed out on Oberon, I would have been loving this, because I only got my Barghest to NP3, and I would love to get her to NP5, and then you could also have another chance at Oberon, but this is really, really sick. I wish everybody the best of luck that's going to be going in on this banner. Normally, I would make some follow-up video being like, here's an evaluation for, Oberon. Is he worth summoning for? But that is like the dumbest thing for me to make, because it's so obvious that you summon for this guy, that you just go all in, you put all your stocks into Oberon, get your grubby little mitts on him, because one of the issues on JP was that we were wanting Oberon when 90++ dropped. I was one of the people that was really feeling that, because I was only relegated to doing arts farming and I didn't have Black Grail nor Oberon, so 90++ was very, very hard for me to do. And a lot of people will ask, and I'm sure people in the comments will be like, hey, is 90++ even worth it? Yeah, you get the most bond from there, you get the most resource drops, you're just getting, it's the most bang for your buck farming, like out of any of the nodes, right? Like, because you're usually getting all the drops, there's usually good mats and stuff that drop, if it's a lotto, you're probably going to get the most like crazy currency and stuff, although no, yeah, the lottos do have 90++, because I was thinking about the last one where we got that on like the last section. But regardless, it really hurt on JP because Oberon didn't come back before 90++ dropped. He dropped at the end of the year, so there was a good 3-4 events that you just kind of had to suck it up and hope that you could create a team comp that might be a little annoying to use but would get the job done. Or you had very specific servants, someone like Tyra in particular really beats the 90++ Kentoki node because, obviously he's a Genji and she has 200% power mod against him, so she can really put in work against that guy. But again, there's still 1 million HP enemies. You want to have the ability to manipulate the NP damage with Oberon over here, and this is insane as well, because remember, we get Black Grail coming back during Anniversary, and you could pick it up for free. So I think this is a massive W for the NA version of the game. I don't know, like, I just think it's super, super dope. I really, really like that they went ahead and did this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I think this is one of the better limited units that they've brought around. It's not a fluff banner. I think its timing is very, very good. It's not at an inopportune time and a bunch of really, really strong banners. It comes right before 90++ stuff is going to drop, so people have an opportunity to grab Oberon before this intense content drops. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you get him in the comments down below, because, well, he's not going to be out when this video goes live, but, he'll be out in a couple of days. Come back to the video, drop a comment, be like, yeah, I got Oberon. Let me know if your luck was good as a catalyst for this. But if anybody's going to be asking if you go for NP2, not unless you're using him for, a Buster farm or something, or he's going to be like your primary DPS. If you're just going to use him for his support abilities and buffing up your damage to massive, absurd levels, just grab your NP1 and get out of here. I think the most annoying thing is that I guess a lot of people might have already summoned for Bazette. And maybe, I think the Karen, is it the Karen banner come out? Did they already drop that? Because I know they just dropped her buff, didn't they? Just like a day or two ago? Let me check. Yeah, no, okay, there she, yeah. So they did drop Karen. So I do feel really sad for people that went ahead and summoned for Karen and may have already dumped all their stuff into Bazette. But look, if you got either one of them, that's a fat W. Just take whatever you can get, go do your interludes, go do your rank ups, go farm any store you have left. I know you're going to miss out a little bit on the event, but make sure you are able to bag this guy, because you want to bag Oberon. Oberon is so, so good, and I'm telling you right now, as someone who went through it, it's just an asset you want on your team when 90++ drops. But again, I'll stop rambling. It's stupid dummy late and your boy should probably go to bed. So I will catch you guys in the next video, or maybe even on the stream if you're going to be popping in on that. Link's always in the description. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in one of those two locations. Peace.